What's up guys, it's your boy, Mad Mike. And on today's episode, I'm finally gonna be installing a new windshield into the Ferrari Kit Car. So stay tuned, check it out. I got my Ferrari 355 Kit Car in storage and it's got a windshield that's just sitting in there loose. So I'm gonna go ahead, pull it out and install it into the new Kit Car. There you have it guys, one Fiero windshield. Alright guys, so we got the windshield all loaded up into the truck. As you can see, I pulled this out of a Fiero down in the city last year for the 355 replica. But since I'm gonna be finishing up the Testarossa first, let's go ahead and install it into that car. And the good news is, I even have the stock review mirror for it, so that's a bonus. So let's go ahead, get the rest of the materials and supplies that we're gonna need, clean up the windshield frame, and step by step I'll show you guys how to install a windshield. Alright guys, so I'm back home right now. Let's go ahead, pull the car out, and we'll start setting up to get ready to primer the windshield, clean up the windshield frame, and step by step I'll show you how to install the new glass. Alright guys, now that we got the car all pulled out, let's get set up and get ready to install the new windshield. Alright guys, so I went ahead and got my little stand to help support the windshield. It'll make working on it a lot easier. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go around all the edges because this isn't a brand new windshield. I'm gonna go clean off any old urethane that might be stuck to the frame. Just like that. So I'm gonna get rid of all the old urethane. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do a big degrease, decontaminate the entire piece of glass. Then I'm gonna apply some primer around the windshield, clean up the windshield frame, and I'm also gonna apply the same primer around the windshield frame. So let's go ahead, decontaminate the windshield, primer it, primer the frame, and prep the glass to get installed. So guys, as you can see here, I got all my supplies. I got my new molding, I got 2 tubes of urethane. You don't want to run out, so make sure you get more than you need. And this is your primer stick that you can apply around your windshield and your windshield frame. Alright guys, so I got the windshield frame all cleaned up, got all the old urethane off of it, so I'm ready to apply the primer to it, but it's kind of tight inside here, so I might try test fit in the windshield, because it's just going to be me, one person. It's nice and handy when you have 2 people to help do this job, but in my case it's just going to be me, so I might remove the front clip just to make the installation a lot easier, or I don't know, let's go ahead and just test fit it first, see if I can do it by myself. always pays off to do a test fit, because usually you'll put the top of the windshield in first and then the bottom, but in this case I gotta stop on the bottom of the windshield frame. So I'm gonna go bottom first. Let's primer up both frames, install the molding, and heat up the urethane. So you want to go ahead and pick up the correct primer for the windshield and the windshield frame. This is just a little tube of primer that you're going to crack and rub around the edge of the windshield and the windshield frame. So you don't want to have any grease or anything when you're working with this. You want to be wearing some latex gloves. And once you crack this stick, give it a light shake, and then you're going to want to apply the primer around the windshield frame. Also around the frame on the car. So let's go ahead, decontaminate the surfaces, put on some gloves, primer both surfaces, let it dry, and then we gotta fit our molding, cut it to size, and make sure everything's fitting there.
Fingers down my spine, girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine, girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine, girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your
Alright guys, so we got primer on both surfaces, the windshield and the windshield frame. So we're gonna give it a couple minutes, 15 minutes, let it fully cure, fully dry up before we apply any urethane. So what you're gonna wanna do next, grab your urethane, heat it up so it's warm, so it comes out of the tube easier, and then we can get ready to install the molding and install the windshield. See all the primer around the edge of the windshield, and as well as the windshield frame. So guys, the molding is the hardest part so far. Basically, you got this little groove and you gotta open it up and work it around so it's fully seated on the windshield frame. So I'm just gonna go ahead, take my time, make sure it's seated well, and once the molding's on, we're ready to install the windshield. Alright guys, so we did it. We got the molding on the car. Took a little bit longer than expected, but it's fully seated. Looks really, really good. Make sure to wear your gloves so you don't contaminate anything while you're doing this, because you're going to be working it around with your hands quite a bit. So the windshield is primered, it has this molding. The windshield frame is primered, clean, ready for installation. So let's go ahead, grab our urethane, our caulking gun, and get ready to install the windshield. I got my urethane all warmed up, so let's go ahead and cut a V-groove in the caulking gun tip. So guys, I just went ahead and cut the tip off the caulking gun tip, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do a V-groove. That way when I apply my urethane, it comes out in a triangle kind of pyramid shape. That way when you put the glass in, it'll squish down from the tip down and make a nice, about 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch line of urethane. So go ahead, put a V-groove in the tip. Just a little V-groove like that. That way when you're applying it, it'll come out in the shape of a pyramid. Let's go ahead, put the urethane on the frame, install the glass. guys, there you have it. Glass is installed. That went pretty smooth. I just added some tape up the top side here. It does have 2 stops on the bottom to keep it from sliding down, but I just want to make sure that these corners here are flat and fully sealed and not lifting up. So I just went ahead, kept some tape on there to keep the glass from sliding and moving anywhere. But check it out, guys. The car has glass. Yes. So stoked. Looks amazing. The cowling will hide up anything down here. Molding's fitting really, really good. Nice and clean. So I would consider that a job well done. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe. We'll catch you guys next time. Ciao, ciao.